The loud sound of the phone ringing stirred the beautiful woman lying on the soft bed. Dr. Premzini blinked her eyes to shake off the drowsiness, trying to regain her full consciousness as quickly as possible. Her large, round eyes scanned the room before widening in shock at the sight of everything around her. This wasn't her room, nor was it her friend's room. Her eyes quickly darted down to check her own state under the thick, fragrant duvet. Dr. Premzini let out a sigh of relief when she saw that her two small pieces of clothing were still on. She remembered getting into Dr. Falada's car last night, but after that everything was a blur. The next thing she remembered was a dream-like sensation of someone kissing her. But as soon as the blanket slid down, revealing her chest, Dr. Premzini let out a deep sigh. She realized that last night wasn't just a dream, but she could tell that nothing more than a kiss had happened. She was a doctor and a woman. She knew her own body well, but was the person last night a woman or a man? Dr. Premzini's eyes swept around the room again. There was only a picture frame on the headboard, showing a group photo of 4 or 5 people, both men and women, all dressed in college uniforms. How was she supposed to know who had stolen a kiss and left a mark on her last night? More importantly, that person had seen her almost naked body. A piece of paper on the bedside table caught Dr. Premzini's attention. She picked it up and read it, her face turning red with embarrassment almost immediately. Neat handwriting, a woman, but the teasing message made her blush even more. Last night, you got into the wrong car and were very drunk. Don't get drunk and take off your clothes for anyone to see again. Do you know being the good person hurts? She knew the words in the message described last night's events well. If that person hadn't been patient, she mightn't have remained the good bride she dreamed of being, with her virginity taken away on her own bachelorette party night. I'd better get back to my room. Thank you, good person. Whether that person was truly good or not, she didn't know. She only knew she had to thank them for not taking advantage of her in her drunken state. But before she could think more about the person who helped her during her bachelorette party, she was met by her 3 close friends who had come to her condo right after work. It was clear that the 3 doctors had planned to meet up. Prem, what happened last night? Tell us. One of them demanded. There was no need to guess why her friends had come. They wanted to know what happened to her, but Dr. Premzini wasn't about to spill all the details. Nothing happened. You were drunk. We were so worried about you. I told you to wait, but you walked off. Dr. Tankhun continued to scold her, as Dr. Premzini had kept him and Dr. Falada up almost all night. I really couldn't handle it at that moment. So, what happened last night, Prem? I got into the wrong car. Is that all? It can't be just that. Dr. Melanie was skeptical. She knew how wild things could get when her friend was drunk and out of control. The car owner took me to sleep at their condo. To sleep. Just to sleep. They seemed like a good person. They didn't take advantage of me at all. Dr. Premzini said, placing a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice in front of her 3 friends before sitting down next to Dr. Melanie and resting her head on her shoulder. Prem, are you really okay? Dr. Tankhun searched her face for the truth. It was hard to believe that a man would let a beautiful, drunk woman go without doing anything unless the car owner was a woman. I'm telling the truth. They didn't do anything you guys are worried about. Dr. Premzini smiled, feeling comforted by her friend's concern. Then you were really lucky. If it wasn't a good person, you'd be in trouble. Prem, I think the person last night was good. Dr. Premzini didn't mention that her definition of good included the fact that the person had only kissed her and left a small mark on her chest, proving that last night wasn't a dream, but a reality where she'd felt soft, sweet lips on hers. So, Was the person last night a woman or a man? I'm not sure. It was an expensive condo, but not overly decorated. The picture in the room showed both men and women. I think the person last night was a woman. Why? Think about it. If it was a man, he wouldn't have let Prem go so easily. Dr. Tangkun's words seemed to resonate with everyone, including the bride. To be, who couldn't help but wonder if the person last night was indeed a woman, and if so, why had she kissed her? Could it be that the person likes women? Prem, what are you thinking about? Nothing. Let's go try on the wedding dress at the shop together. What? You're not going with the groom, Prem. Watt has a meeting. I don't want to wait too long. Let's all go together so you can help me decide. Dr. Premzini smiled at her friends, who started to complain about the groom. She got up first, prompting the others to follow, but she couldn't help but smile at Dr. Tangkun's continued grumbling, yet a strange feeling in her heart made her unconsciously touch her lips. Beautiful bride. The pure white dress, meticulously crafted by a renowned designer, never failed to impress future brides. Dr. Premzini looked at her wedding dress with a wide smile. The dress was beautiful, elegant, and exactly what she wanted. Though it appeared simple, it was imbued with a subtle luxury. Despite the differing preferences of the bride and groom, one wanting simplicity and the other wanting grandeur to match their social status, the Kenrata boutique managed to blend both elements into a perfectly beautiful wedding dress. It's so beautiful, Prem. Beautiful. My friend is going to look stunning. Dr. Melanie's voice was followed by Dr. Falada's, and finally, Dr. Tangkun, who was eager to see their friend try on the dress. Prem, hurry up and try it on. We want to see. You guys are so impatient. Dr. Premzini tried to keep a straight face, not wanting her friends to see how excited she was to try on the beautiful white dress she'd dreamed of since childhood, but she couldn't hide the smile in her eyes. Hurry up, we want to see you in the wedding dress. Dr. Tangkun pushed the bride to be into the fitting room, eager to see Dr. Premzini in the dress they'd all helped choose. How many people were as lucky as Dr. Premzini, with a handsome, kind groom who owned a successful business? It wasn't long before the doctors saw their friend emerge in the beautiful wedding dress. Even without makeup and hair done, Dr. Premzini looked stunning. On the big day, the groom wouldn't be able to take his eyes off her. Beautiful. Dr. Tangkun was the first to approach, spinning the bride to be around and showering her with compliments. He was sure that Dr. Premzini's wedding would be like a perfect fairy tale. Dr. Premzini smiled at her friends. Wool loved the dress she was wearing. She was glad she'd chosen the Kenrata boutique, whose designer had created a flawless wedding dress. In just a few days, she'd be the ideal bride. After trying on the dress to her satisfaction, it was time to return it to the boutique for final adjustments to ensure it fit perfectly on the big day. In just a few days, the beautiful wedding dress would be worn for a sweet wedding ceremony. The setting sun made the film crew rush to finish today's outdoor scenes. If they didn't finish on time, the costs would exceed the budget. Scene number 13. The villainess pretends to sprain her ankle so the hero will take her to the doctor. Action. As soon as the director's voice ended, the actors began their roles. The villainess, who had won numerous awards, continued to portray her character's deceitful charm, making the hero feel sympathetic. Her seductive gaze made the actor playing the hero genuinely interested in her, despite it being just an act. Cut, excellent. Pat, that was perfect. That's the look I wanted. The director praised. Thank you. I got this opportunity because of you. The villainess, who had just received praise, quickly walked over to the female director she was close to. Han was the first person to give her a chance to act in a drama and had taught her many things. She was someone. Nafek, always respected in the industry. This is why I support you. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have so much work. Would it really matter if you didn't have work in the industry? The middle-aged female director, who knew the villainess's family. Background almost wanted to roll her eyes at her. It seemed like the entertainment industry was just a hobby for her rather than something she took seriously. Haha, I'll go rest now. All right, you've been filming all day. Where's your manager? She's not feeling well. I think you take care of your manager more than the other way around. Usually, the personal manager should take care of the actor, but it seemed like Nafex had a lot of privileges. Nam is really not feeling well. I'm leaving now. The director could only watch the slender back of the beautiful villainess until she was out of sight. Even though this woman played the role of a villain, she had as many fans as the leading actors and actresses. But there was one thing that really bothered her. Nafek's close friend and personal manager often caused problems with her work, like today when Nafek was exhausted from overlapping event schedules. When will you start acting like a villain in real life, Pat? She couldn't help but notice the way the gorgeous villainess looked at her. Manager, are all beautiful women turning to each other these days? After changing her clothes, the rising star didn't waste any time driving back to her condo to rest. The day's work schedule had drained almost all her energy, but a message on her phone made her change her route while waiting at a traffic light. It didn't take long for her to stand in front of her manager's condo, pressing the doorbell. She was annoyed that Nam had accepted overlapping jobs, causing her to apologize to the drama crew for the delay in filming. But seeing Nam's apologetic face and hearing her pleading voice made her soften again. And now, seeing Nam looking unwell, she wanted her to rest more and not follow her around like before. Pat, you're here. Nam, what's wrong? You don't look well. Seeing the pale face of her close friend, whom she secretly had a crush on, Nafek didn't hesitate to support her and walk her to the sofa in the living room. Pat, I'll take you to the doctor. No. Why not? You look so pale. The more her friend resisted, the more confused and concerned she became. But when their eyes met, she sighed again. I just miss you, Pat. I'm here now. Why aren't you taking care of yourself when you're sick? Although she liked hearing sweet words from her close friend, she was still upset that Nam didn't take care of herself and didn't go to the doctor. Even. Nam, why are you crying? The tears that flowed from her friend's eyes as she hugged her made the beautiful villainess feel helpless. All she could do was hold her and comfort her, not liking to see the one she secretly loved cry without knowing the reason. Seeing the tears and hearing the sobs made her feel like her heart was being squeezed. Nam sobbed. Tell me what's wrong. Who did this to you? Tell me. If she could, she'd shake her friend to get her to reveal what was troubling her, but all she could do was hold her and comfort her, wanting to tell her that the more she cried, the more it hurt her too. No one, I did this to myself. You. She wanted to ask what had happened, but now all she could do was listen to the sobs of the person she secretly loved. Sometimes she didn't understand why she endured this without confessing her feelings. She was afraid that the woman beside her wouldn't accept it and would leave her. Let me find something in the kitchen for you to eat, okay? Okay. When you aren't crying, you're the cutest, you know. She smiled at the woman with swollen eyes before gently letting go of her hand. Only you say I'm cute. Forget about others. Do you need anyone else besides me? I'm hungry. Can you make something for me to eat? Okay. She knew her friend was deliberately changing the subject. Almost every time she tried to confess her feelings, her friend would find a way to avoid it or change the topic. This made her hesitant to express her feelings. She felt so far away, Love that can't be confessed is so suffocating and painful. But her plan to make a simple meal was interrupted when she saw a medicine bag. Curiosity made her look inside to see if her friend had gone to the doctor without telling her. Anti-nausea medicine, supplements. Her voice trailed off as she read the labels and saw a small document in the bag explaining why her friend looked so sick. The deep pain made Nafak almost collapse, her eyes burning with tears of sorrow. The woman she secretly loved, whom she always tried to be close to, was pregnant. Pat. The shocked voice of her friend entering the kitchen didn't register with her. All she knew was that tears were streaming down her face, uncontrollably. Why is this happening? I'm sorry. Nam sobbed. The woman hugging her with tears made it impossible for her to push away, no matter how much her heart ached. Who would have thought that the sweet, gentle woman she loved would get pregnant by a man she didn't know? The disappointment made Nafak want to leave, but her legs were too weak to move. Her heart still cared for the woman sobbing in her arms. Don't cry, Nam, don't cry. She told her friend not to cry, but her own tears flowed as the reality hit her hard. He's getting married, Pat H. He left me. You still have me. But I love him so much. Her friend's confession of love for another man was a harsh reminder that her feelings would never be reciprocated. She loves him. She'll never look at me, the one who has always cared for her.